Hi, I'm Thomas Wesley with Muskogee High School's RougherTV. We're partnering with the Muskogee Police Department to connect with the youth's lives. I'm here with Officer Wardour, and we're just going to get to know him a little bit more. So, Justin, why don't you tell us about yourself?
I've been with the department about 12 years now. Not originally from the Muskogee area. My daughter's a student here at the high school. Just enjoying life.
What do you do outside of work?
Outside of work, I do like to hunt, do some fishing every now and then, camping, backpacking, stuff like that. I like to shoot a lot. Definitely into guns and getting as much range time and trigger time as I can. So that's kind of a hobby. So
when did you decide to be a police officer?
It all began for me back in the mid-'90s when I was on active duty in the Marine Corps, and I was temporarily stationed with the military police, and it just kind of got in my blood, and I really enjoyed the work, and we moved here in the late '90s, and I became an officer shortly thereafter. So,
what does it take to be a police officer?
Well, our department's requirements are some physical requirements and some requirements as far as test taking, this and that. But I think it takes more than that to be good, or to just to want to do this job. It's not a job that is your common job. There's very few of us, and there has to be kind of a deeper calling, if you will, in doing this job. There's a lot of tough times with it, and you have to be ready to face those and be prepared to handle those as those come. So,
what would you like everyone to know about what it's like being a police officer?
It's a job that a lot of people, I've heard comments people have made over the years. Boy, I wouldn't want your job for anything in the world, or wow, I respect what you guys do, whatever. We deal with a lot of tragic stuff, and usually when police are on scene, it's not usually for good reasons. There's either an accident has happened, or maybe there's been some kind of a fight, or somebody's got a warrant, or whatever the case may be, but it's usually not good news. So we know that going in, and people sort of get a bad taste in their mouth for law enforcement or for police officers in a whole, and really we're not there to really ruin anybody's day on an average day. We're there to do a job and inform people about what we do and how we do it and why we do what we do.
So I'm in class with your daughter, and just wanting to know what kind of advice you would share.
It can start at an early age. Always a good idea. I try to talk to as many people as I can about being vigilant, keeping your head on a swivel, always knowing your surroundings. Violence breaks out in this world with absolutely no warning, and we've got a society that walks around sometimes with their head in the sand a little bit too much, and I think that we need to be very vigilant about having a kind of a plan and having a sort of a built-in reaction when things happen. I think that we sometimes stay maybe asleep just a little bit too much and aren't thinking 5 minutes down the road when we should be thinking 5 hours down the road and 6 hours down the road, and hey, what's going to happen if this happens, if all of a sudden a fire alarm, a tornado, maybe there's an active shooter situation like this nation is plagued with. How do we handle that? How do we do that? Do we have a plan in place individually as a group? Can we stay calm? Can we stay focused? Can we get through those moments, whether they're natural disasters or something with an act of violence, and get through those moments, not just in the moment, but even afterwards. So
plan ahead.
Plan ahead. Absolutely.
This is my dad. This is Justin. He is very important to me. He's always there for me. He stands up for me when no one else will. He loves me unconditionally. He is a police officer, and he does go to work every morning, early in the morning when I'm just getting up out of bed. He does tell me goodbye. When he gets home late, he tells me goodnight, even if I'm asleep. He has always supported me through everything. And it's good to know that you have that type of a man in your life that loves you no matter what mistakes you make, and that loves you with a heart as big as his. I do sometimes worry about him coming home from the job, because it is dangerous. The world we live in today is, and it's hard to know what's going to happen because everything's unexpected. So it is good when he comes home and I'm not asleep yet to see him come home and walk through that door and everything's fine, and him just be tired from work and had a long day. So it's good to see him come home. I love you.